Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Rock Weekly Sports Talk. We're your sophisticated analysts, Dave Miller and Ronaldo Cook-Martin. Let's get started. With their victories over the weekend, Syracuse, Louisville, Wichita State, and Michigan punched their tickets to Atlanta for this year's Final Four. Ronaldo, which two teams do you see advancing to the national championship game?
Well, first of all, I got Louisville winning. Why? Because Louisville's the best team in the tournament. That's a given, okay? Who we kidding? Okay, the Cardinals have steamrolled their way through the tournament right now. Like I said, I was so happy because they beat up on Duke. It almost brought tears to my eyes. It was wonderful.
It's a beautiful thing.
It honestly made my Easter Sunday. It was the most wonderful thing in the world seeing Duke lose. It was great. But yeah, Louisville's the best team right now. Russ Smith has been out of this world. 20-plus points every game in the tournament. Peyton Siva was insane in the second half. This team this team has not been tested. Since from the Big East tournament on, they've been clearly the best team. You could see why they're the number one overall seed in the tournament. The way they're defensively, the way they bring the pressure, if you watch how they played against Duke, the full court pressure they brought on, creating turnovers and everything, really got Duke out of rhythm. Also missed it with the fact, I think it really hurt Duke, obviously, when Ryan Kelly getting in foul trouble early, so that really took him out of rhythm. The way they were able to contain and shut down Seth Curry in the first half, keeping him scoreless, not an easy thing to do. But there's no doubt in my mind Louisville is the best team, without question right now. So there's no doubt in my mind they should be Wichita State on Saturday. Wichita State, great run. The Shockers, yeah, shocked America. Woo! Yeah, too bad. It's over for you guys. It's over. Cardinals. The other national semifinal, it's a little tricky. I'm going to go with the Cuse. Okay, I'm going to go with the All-Big East national title. Michigan had a great run. Because, look, frankly, Michigan shouldn't even be in the Final Four, okay? Kansas doesn't know how to close out a game.
Come on.
Come on. I'm sorry. Look, Michigan had a great run. But, look, Kansas, you had that game won, okay? You were up by 10 with less than 3 minutes.
That's why they call this March Madness. Anything can happen.
All you have to do is just finish out the game, Jayhawks. I don't see what the difficulty is. You had that game won, okay? All you had to do is make one more shot, one more free throw, and that game's over, okay? Look, Michigan, like I said, Trey Burke was insane in the second half of overtime. He made the huge three-pointer in the game in overtime. Carried
Jimmer shot.
Exactly. It was great. But look, and to their credit, though, they beat the daylights out of Florida. I'll give them that. I turned to the game. It was 13-0 to start the game. I'm like, what is Florida doing? Do they want to be Apparently, they just don't like making it past the Elite Eight.
No.
First team ever to lose 3 straight Elite Eight. It's Elite Eights in a row. It's terrible.
But I'm going to have to disagree with you. I'd love to see a rematch of the Big East Championship, and that's a big possibility. I think Michigan can go and beat the 2-3 offense by passing the ball and living on the 3-ball. Because you saw they were sinking threes against the Florida Gators. There was nothing stopping them. They can beat a 2-3 defense with enough passing and shooting in the corner and shooting up top for those 3 balls. If they make those, it's going to be lights out. Michigan's going to the championship over the Cuse. On the other side, I want to say Louisville because, Louisville has been tested all year long. This is, as a number 9 seed, this is the only team that I think will test them. And think about it. They had to go through the 16 seed, and then Louisville just went up against the number 8 seed, I believe. Yeah. And then they had Oregon as a 12 seed coming in there as a Pac-12 team. But Oregon made a good run.
Oregon's not your typical, but would you agree that Oregon's on a 12 seed, though?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. But I don't think it was above an 8 seed, though, for Oregon.
No, it wasn't.
But and then they had to play Duke, and that was their only competition. And I think Duke really shouldn't have been a number 2 seed, maybe a number 3 seed.
I was never sold on Duke.
But regardless, I believe in Wichita State because with this Kevin Ware injury, that's going to really slow down Louisville. You still got Peyton Siva. You still got Russ Smith. You can still control the game with those 2 players. But Wichita State has all this magic going through this way. They won the NIT championship last year. They're undefeated so far this year in March Madness. They are being dominant in tournament play. I think Wichita State can beat Louisville. Book it. Book it.
Did you take something before the show today? Are you seriously sitting here telling me you got Wichita State beating Louisville and going to the championship game?
Yeah.
Is what you're telling me.
Yep.
Are you insane?
And Michigan winning it all.
You think Michigan's going to be able to handle that zone defense of the Cuse?
Actually, no, take that back. Wichita State is winning it all.
Oh, my God. I don't even know what to say to you right now. That is the most bizarre. How can you say that? You honestly think Louisville is going to lose to Wichita State?
It's a possibility.
But you booked it, so you have that.
Yeah, I have them beating them, but there's a possibility in there. Don't say that there isn't.
There is. I think Wichita State will be tough, but I don't see Louisville. The way Louisville plays defensively right now, along with the guard play of Smith and Siva, I just don't see Wichita State being able to keep up with that. I think it'll be close in the first half, but I could see it being similar to how the Duke game was.
This game's going to be determined on offensive rebounds. If Wichita State can out-rebound them on the offensive boards, they're going to win.
You're insane. You're insane.
I know.
Unbelievable. All right. With the win over the Islanders on Saturday, the Pittsburgh Penguins extended their winning streak to 15 games. The Pens are now 3 wins away from breaking the NHL record for the longest win streak. Dave, do you think the Pens will beat the streak?
I think so. Tomorrow they have to go and play the Sabres. And, the Sabres have not been the team that they were when Ryan Miller was in his prime. So I don't say it's an easy win. It's never an easy win with the Pens, whichever team that they're going, even though they've thrown 3 shutouts in a row and have 11 shutout periods in this winning streak. Then what's going to be tough is playing back-to-back games against the Rangers, going up to New York, and then coming back from New York and playing them again. This is a Rangers team that has a chance to end it by not letting them tie it, and then they have another chance to not let them break their own winning streak. And even with that kind of drive, I think the Rangers have a chance to do it. But with the pickups of Brendan Morrow, Douglas Murray, and Jerome Iginla, even with Crosby getting hit in the face and being out indefinitely, this team can break this winning streak, hands down.
I feel they will tie it, but they won't break it. I think they'll tie it at 17. I think there's a chance they will lose to the Rangers because they're playing, back-to-back, home and homes. Friday night, I think, is in New York, if I'm not mistaken. I think they might lose to the Rangers on Friday.
I think the first game's on the road, then the second one's in Pittsburgh.
I think they'll lose the second time against the Rangers. I think they'll finish tied with the 93 Penguins.
At home.
I do.
Okay.
And look, it's not easy, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think, again, with Crosby being out, they've dealt with their injuries. We don't know how long Sid's going to be out with the broken jaw. Never fun taking the puck to the face, last time I checked. It's not fun. But I feel like with the Pens right now, look, they look great right now, no question about that. They're the clear-cut best team in hockey right now. But I think they might come just a little bit short. They should beat the Sabres. I don't think they have a problem with that. Because the thing that benefits them with this streak is they're playing against teams that aren't that great. But I think the Rangers, I think they can be a team that has a chance. I think they can, in Console Energy Center, I'm pulling the upset. I'm going to say the Pens will tie it, but won't break it. So I say they'll finish tied with 17, which is still a great streak among itself because it ain't easy winning 17 straight games.
And it wasn't even easy teams at the point. On Thursday, they had the Jets. They're the 3rd team in the Eastern Conference. It's just the games around that were easier with the Flyers and with the Islanders. And now, back when the streak was 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 games, and those 4 games, 2 of them were against Boston. Both of them at home, but 2 of them were against Boston, a tough team back then that has now faltered. But so this winning streak it isn't a joke.
Oh, it's not a joke. Like I said, it's not a joke.
They haven't been playing easy teams all the time.
They have. Don't get me wrong. To go undefeated in March is insane. Okay, that's ridiculous.
Even the Heat couldn't do that.
The Heat couldn't do that, and we'll talk about that later on because somebody here called that, but we'll save that for later on in the show. But also the streak they have right now with the shutout streak. 3 straight games with a shutout. First time in franchise history that's happened. So, the way they're getting it done defensively, that's big time. Now, obviously, I think the streak will end here probably in the next game or so. I can't see it going on.
I think
the
they
whole
can do it against the Sabres.
The Sabres, I think they have a chance. And, of course, I think the Rangers will break the streak, obviously.
Although the Rangers they're -6 differential, 78 for 84 against, or 86 against.
I still think they can salvage at least 1 goal.
Yeah, all right. But good news is, opening day of 2013 baseball season kicked off today with the Red Sox-Yankees game and Giants-Dodgers renewing their storied rivalries, among other things. Ronaldo, what's your one bold, big prediction for this year's season?
I can't believe I'm saying this, so.
Brace yourself, people.
I'm going to say, I'm going to go on a limb here. For the first time in 21 years, I got the Pirates having a winning season. And I don't know why.
Yes.
But I do. Now, I'm not saying what record-wise is. I'm not saying that. But this is my bold prediction, okay? I think the Pirates have an opportunity here. And I know some of you out there think I'm insane for saying this, okay? Now, obviously, it's hard for that prediction to look good after them losing today, starting 0-1. Now, for some people out there, there's some people out there that I initially said, there's some people that we both know who think the Phillies are going to do something big this year. That person obviously is insane. They thought they were going to win 100 games. They're obviously not taking the news very well right now, but they're insane to think that. But yes, I'm going to say that the Pittsburgh Pirates, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since 1992, the Pirates, the Buccos, are going to have a winning record. I can't believe I just said that. It looks so weird.
I want to say that's a bold prediction, but the way they've been playing the past 2 years, is it that big of a bold prediction.
Well, look, let me tell you something. It is bold.
It's still big, yeah.
Look, they've had 20 straight losing seasons, okay? There's nothing bold about this whole thing. Look, last year they should have had a winning season.
Yeah.
And they blew it, okay? There's no reason why this year. Now, look, Clint Hurdle said they're going to win 95 games. I don't know what Clint Hurdle's taking. You're not winning that many games.
You need to set goals and expectations.
I think 95 is a little bit too high of an expectation. If they can win like 83, I think that's a big enough expectation if they win 83 games. But yes, I think that the Buccos, this will be the year 2013, book it.
You got to book it. We got to book it on this.
I booked it. That yes, the Pittsburgh Pirates will have a winning season in 2013. First time in 21 years at the Buccos. So for the first time since I was 2 years old, the Pirates will be winners. Not saying playoffs or nothing, but I said they have a winning season, Luis.
You talk about a team winning and ending a streak. I talk about a team losing and a dynasty falling apart. And that is the Yankees will have a losing season by the end of the year. They will. They will have a losing season. Your DL is the 14th highest paid organization in the majors, if that was a possibility. Your pitching is falling apart, except for CC Sabathia. Your hitting in the Detroit series was so inconsistent going from one series to another. You cannot be that inconsistent through an entire year. I see this team faltering, and I see this team diving with this stacked of a division because the Rays are in there. They're strong. The Orioles are in there with their playoff run last year, and the Miami Blue Jays, as I like to call them, with all the players that they got from there, they are stacking up, and that whole division is now rewriting the script with Boston being on bottom, then New York being right on top of them. Book it. Yankees are having a losing season.
Really? I mean, how can you say that, man? I mean, are you honestly saying to me, being, diehard fan right here, you're going to sit here and tell me you're going to have a losing season?
Yep.
Okay, look, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you right now, okay? I'm not feeling optimistic about the season either.
You even see playoffs in their run this year?
It's
you didn't even see that, because I don't.
By like this much.
Yeah, you also saw them beating the Tigers down 3-0 in the championship
Look, that
series.
was a mishap on my part. I admit that, okay?
Maybe you were taking something before that show.
I may have been, but I still was sound whenever I made that prediction. But look, they're not having a losing season, okay? You're talking crazy. Now, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Everything you said is true, okay? Now, I will be fun. Now, look, pitching-wise, I'll give some – it's not just CC, okay? Kuroda's coming off a nice season, okay? Andy Pettitte, if he's healthy –
Andy Pettitte's way too old.
Look, just because in baseball years, Andy is like 93 years old, okay, in baseball years, I get that, okay? But if he's healthy, when he's healthy, he's still consistent,
He's
okay?
not going to have a winning record this year.
How do you know?
He's too inconsistent.
Let me tell you something, okay? Look, the offense right now is not great, okay? And I'll be the first to admit that, okay? Jeter's out right now.
Is it even good?
It's good. It's not great. Now, when you lose that homework power of Teixeira and Granderson and A-Rod, it doesn't help, okay? You lose the consistency. Now, Jeter will be back, okay, in like a week, so I'm not worried about that. Tex and Grandy, they'll be back in May. Now, it might take them some time to get them going, okay? A-Rod, I have no idea.
Never.
Okay? We don't know if he'll be back at all this season. I don't know. But for you to say that the Yankees are going to finish the losing season, you're absolutely psycho, okay, for you to think that. They're not having a losing season. They're not, okay?
You just don't know the method of my madness.
You have no method because I should have figured you would say something like that. You're insane if you think that, okay? I got every faith in my squad that they'll have a winning season. The thing that benefits the Yankees is that the AL East, it's a toss-up, okay? Now, yeah, the Blue Jays are the favorites. Doesn't mean they're going to win it.
No, it doesn't. But I think the Rays and the Orioles have a better chance than the Blue Jays.
Well, don't get me wrong. Well, the Rays, they don't. Well, the thing with the Rays is, do they have enough offense to carry them? Okay. With the Orioles,
I mean, Andrew McCutchen did it for the Pirates going into the end of July. I believe Evan Longoria can help out that team, just like McCutchen did last year, and they have more supporting cast than the Pirates do.
oh, man, come on, man, come on.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Well, welcome back to Rock Weekly Sports Talk. We got 3 more topics to dive into, so let's get underway. Tigers pitcher Justin Verlander at 7 years, $180 million, and Giants catcher and reigning NL MVP Buster Posey at 9 years, $167 million, each signed long-term extensions with their teams this week. Dave, what's your take on these mega deals occurring in baseball?
These two in particular are excellent deals. The Tigers getting Verlander till probably the day he retires. He's 30 right now with 7-year, possible 8th year, and an extra 22 mil if he keeps up his work, keeps up the numbers that he's been having. Because you look, since 2009, he's had the most starts, most wins, and the most strikeouts in the MLB. I mean, you can't compete with those numbers. And with these mega deals, they're gonna occur. They're just gonna keep getting higher and higher and higher until like in the year 2200, when one person's gonna sign the first $1 billion contract, because that's how off pace the economy is gonna be. Now, with this Verlander deal, I think the Tigers are almost locking in a position that they're going to be a powerhouse for the next couple of years in that division, a division that's not really that great, probably the second worst division to the NL Central. And you look on the other side, Buster Posey, he's been in the league for 3 years, only played 2 of them because in May he got hurt last year, and each year that he's finished out, he's batted over 300, got Rookie of the Year, got MVP, and won a World Series in both of those years. You can't argue with that either. These are the 2 best deals that I've seen in the offseason. You look at all the other 3-year, 39 mils that everyone signed over the offseason, like Torrey Hunter did with the Tigers, and it was just kind of funny just watching that, because Torrey Hunter was off. It's not like a mega deal though, but he's been so off since his Angel days that these 2 signings that you just mentioned here are the best signings in baseball this year. There's nothing that can beat those. Well, better than the Greinke deal, better than any of those.
Better than the Greinke deal? All right. Well, I mean, look. Well, also the Rangers signed Elvis Andrus an 8-year extension.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, because I don't think he's worth 8 years. But, I mean, look, Verlander's no surprise. I mean, that's a lock. I mean, it's Justin Verlander, you know. Now, aside from, you know, he's been the most dominant pitcher in baseball the last, 4 or 5 years, hands down. You know, strikeouts, wins. I mean, without Justin Verlander, are the Tigers still – are they a World Series contending team? Who knows, you know. I mean, now – The only thing I'll say about this is when you make these kind of mega deals, especially with pitchers, you're a little hesitant. I'd be a little hesitant when have some incentives in there. I mean, look what happened. What's happening with Johan Santana with the Mets right now. They threw all that money in 6 years, $137 million contract. He's about to miss his second full year in the last 3 years with shoulder problems. So my thinking is, do you take this risk as far as giving? I mean, Verlander's obviously earned what he's deserved, but I mean, do you take this risk of giving this kind of money to a star pitcher like a Justin Verlander? And then I look at the other side. Posey, not a big surprise, obviously. I mean, look, coming off the major leg injury he had 2 years ago, who would have seen this coming? But, I mean, last year he was a catalyst, NL MVP, won a batting title, helped the Giants win a second World Series in 3 years. So, I mean, with Posey, it's no big surprise right now. I mean, is he the best catcher in baseball right now?
I mean, who else is there to compete with, really?
Well,
Yadier Molina, he's always great.
Yadier Molina is like 400 years old.
Yeah, but he is the best defensive catcher in the game, hands down. I think so. And Buster Posey is probably the best hitting catcher right now.
Yeah.
So, and having those 2 in the championship series last year was unreal. But I think Posey's the best catcher in the league. Who else do you think is better than him?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
So. I mean, nobody on the Philly sure is. So, I mean, that's a given. But, I mean, look right now. I mean, look, right now I look at this and I say that, look, the mega deals in baseball, every big name, like, I mean, who's the next guy I could see making a big time contract? I mean, hey, we saw with Ryan Braun in Milwaukee just recently, not too long ago. I'll say everybody with the Yankees.
I'm not going to respect him until he admits he did PEDs, but.
What, Ryan Braun? Oh, my God. I'm not going to waste my breath with Ryan Braun. Good Lord. I mean, that's just a waste of life.
Let's just forget about that.
Like, who cares, man? We know you were. Look, Ryan, we know you were doing stuff.
Let's just forget about that we ever talked about that ever.
Well, you brought it up.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter now. We all know he was doing some stuff.
Yeah. But moving on, the Miami Heat's 27-game winning streak, the second longest in NBA history, was ended last week by the Chicago Bulls. Ronaldo, what did you think of your prediction being right, and what did you think of the Miami Heat streak?
I just want to – first of all, I want to take that time to let that kind of sink in a little bit here. You want to say that to me again?
No.
You want to say that to me again?
No, not at all. It killed you the first time.
I want to.
I improv that as well as I could.
I kind of want to let that sink in a little bit. Knowing the fact that one of you thought that I was crazy for making that pick.
What do you have to say?
Oh my word.
Well, I agree the Heat won't break the record.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's right. However, I'm going to go one step further. I got them losing to the Bulls on Wednesday.
Oh.
That's right. I got them losing to
Do
the
you
Bulls.
realize the Kings beat the Bulls by 41 points?
And the Heat had to go double overtime to beat the Kings, which is nothing to brag about either. Okay? Yes, I can lose to the Bulls.
People in the booth, write this down. Ronaldo was right for the first time on a prediction ever. Go on.
See, right then and there, why you gotta be negative? Why you gotta be so negative?
What do you think of this streak?
The streak was impressive. I mean, look, to win 27 games in a row in the NBA in this day and age, when compared to what the Lakers did 40 years ago, obviously you have more teams now than you did then. You're playing back-to-back nights. You're playing stretches when you're playing 5 games in 6-7 nights. You know, it's a grind. And you always also have the risk of injuries to keep players. Was it a better streak than the Lakers? I can't say that because the Lakers still have a streak.
I mean, we weren't even alive then.
No, we weren't alive
Witness
then.
it.
Right. So, I mean, look, it was a great streak, obviously. LeBron was playing out of his mind. D-Wade was playing out of his mind. D-Wade looked like his 2006 self when they won the finals. LeBron's obviously on pace for another MVP season. I don't think there's any question about that. Even now that the streak's over, Miami's still the clear-cut favorite to repeat. I mean, they definitely wanted it. You could tell. But the Bulls, obviously, just had the game plan of shutting down Miami. We know the Bulls, with their tenacious defense, got in the face of Miami, were physical. LeBron got beat up a little bit there. You know, some questionable flagrant foul calls. Give me a break, okay? That bogus call. Change it to a flagrant foul on Taj Gibson. Give me a break. That was a flagrant foul. That was a basketball foul. If that was the 90s, they don't call it a foul. And if this was the 90s, you know what I'm saying? You could punch guys in the face and don't call it a foul. Okay, now all you got to do is just breathe on the guy. It's like, oh, it's a foul. Oh, my God.
But this is what we expected the Miami Heat to do since they got together as this big three. As a powerhouse team that was unbeatable in so long of streaks and that you could catch them on their off day every once in like 2 months. But this was just so exciting to watch, just to see them. Are they going to win? All right, they're playing a bad team. Is it going to be a trap game? And then all of a sudden they win by 40 or they come back by 27. Like, this is such.
Yeah, they come out coming from 20 seconds.
I love watching winning streaks like that because we just talked about the Penn streak earlier, talked about the Miami Heat streak now. It's just fun to watch. Just watch win after win after win. They never got boring to me. You saw these highlights. You could tell they were just having fun. They weren't even like trying to execute a game plan. They were just playing back street basketball.
Well, look, I mean, when you're doing Harlem Shake videos, obviously you feel pretty good
Yeah,
about yourself.
exactly.
You're feeling good about yourself.
They do that last year before they win a title. They're the epitome of evil. And
well, look, I said, the hatred for Miami is like, it's like, forget it now. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Miami's the favorite right now.
Ever since winning that championship, they got that swag with them that just carries them into every game.
Look, they got championship swag right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, that's obvious.
Are they going to have it again by the end of the year? I think so.
It's hard not to sit here and say they won't. I mean, when you win a 20, if they broke the streak, if they broke the win streak and lost in the second round of the playoffs, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, all that matters. I mean, look, it's a great streak, but with Miami, the whole main focus is obviously it's all about winning a championship.
Yep.
So, I mean, the way I look at it is, you know, like I said, it's a great run, impressive streak, second longest in history. I don't know if I see anybody else pulling it off anytime soon. So, knowing the fact they have that, that's something to build on. Now it's just a matter of getting ready for the playoffs and making that repeat run.
I bet.
Oh, it's a given. It's a given. All right, on to our last topic of the day. The Dallas Cowboys signed quarterback Tony Romo to a 6-year, $108 million contract extension with $55 million guaranteed. Dave, do you think Romo deserves this kind of an extension?
No, there is absolutely no reason why Tony Romo deserves an extension like this. Jerry Jones just has enough money to throw around that to a one playoff winning quarterback in his 6, 7, maybe 8 years in the league that he liked him. He put up good numbers in the regular season as a quarterback. But from a win-loss standpoint, awful to give a quarterback this kind of money. Just awful. To give him triple digits on 6 years is just, it baffles my mind that you can be that bad and still make that kind of money in the football. Like, he had so many chances to win games this year. Des Bryant was a fingertip away from winning that game to get them into the playoffs this year. Now, was that their season? Did that play depend on their season? No. He has had 3 different chances now to win the last game of the season in their division against a division rival to get them into the playoffs. In each year he's lost. the Giants or the Redskins last year, the Giants the year before, the Eagles 4 years before that. Why? There is no consistency with him. Why give him that kind of money? It's stupid.
Well, I mean, look, Tony Romo, I'm not afraid to say this here in America. Look, Tony Romo just sucks. I'm not afraid to say it, okay? Or actually, my apologies, by his proper name, Tony Romeo, as he's normally called.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, Romo, are you kidding me, Jerry Jones? I mean, come on, man. You wonder why you haven't done jack since the 90s, okay? You make these ridiculous decisions, okay? I mean, look, I know you got Jerry rolled now. Woo, congratulations, okay? Your players can walk out into the tunnel where there's a bar right there and everybody, like I said, that's great and all. Tony Romo is your quarterback. That's why you don't win anything, man. You got a better chance of getting Troy Aikman right now than Tony Romo getting you anywhere, okay? Romo sucks. Romo sucks. That's a fact, okay? He's not going to do anything for you. Keep him for another 6 years. That's your choice, Jerry. That's just 6 more years of no playoff wins, no championships, nothing, okay? Tony can't do anything in the clutch, okay? Look at his December-January record. It is terrible, okay? When the world's my man Charles Barkley, terrible. Terrible. Absolute terrible.
The only good thing about this is that Tony Romo just stays on the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are going to keep losing.
Well, because, I mean, look, it's a stupid move. He's not worth that kind of money. $55 million guaranteed? Are you kidding me?
I mean, Ben signed a mega deal, and he took a pay cut last year.
Well, Ben's worth that amount of money because
Exactly.
Ben's got has got one more Super Bowl win than freaking Romo has playoff games. He's got one playoff win. One, and that was against the Eagles at the end of the McNabb era.
And they lost to the Vikings the very next round.
He got beat down by a 57-year-old quarterback in Brett Favre. Okay?
Pretty hysterical.
It's hilarious right now. I don't even know what in the world Jerry Jones was thinking. I mean, seriously, $55 million guaranteed? Are you kidding me?
Let's just go backstage and start laughing about this and hitting our Tony Romo pinata.
It'll be funny because, like I said, you know what's going to happen is watch Romo get hurt like in Week 16 and be out for the rest of the playoffs. And whoever's replacing him at quarterback, they go win the Super Bowl. And then Romo gets traded or something. He's not that worth that kind of money. Are you kidding me, Jerry Jones? Come on, you're better than that.
Yeah.
Like I said, you've been making stupid decisions ever since the day you fired Jimmy Johnson as coach. That's when your franchise is going downhill, Jerry.
It's karma.
Oh, it definitely is.
There was a lot of interesting stuff to talk about in the world of sports this week, but right now we got to go. With your host, Dave Miller, Ronaldo Cook Martin, we'll see you next time on Rock Weekly Sports Talk.